What is, ma'am? What is happening?
I knew you would have questions.
What
So
do you? First of
what?
all, what car are you calling live from?
I mean, not a car that I would. Let me say nothing. Just not my car. Let me
Okay,
not my.
it's not your
It's
car.
my
Okay.
mom's
Let me
car.
say
It's my
nothing.
mom's car. Let me not listen. Like I'm not gonna say anything. It's a car. It's my mom's
Mhm.
car.
All
Yep.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
Is it? Why are you in it?
So I was just running some errands. I got Emma some dog treats for the plane ride. I'm flying out back east tonight. So I was getting a
Oh,
bunch of stuff done, picking up a prescription, and then it's like actually really cold. I don't know if it's cold in Sacramento, but it's
it
really
looks
cold in Portland.
overcast.
Yeah, it's dark and it's been raining and it's cold and I usually sit outside to talk to you guys because it's so dark in my mom's house. She like literally has like every window with a treatment in front of it so you wouldn't be able to see me with that a ring light. So I usually sit out in the
Oh.
sun. It's so
So, this is off to a bit of a tough start. I'm gonna be honest with you.
She stopped talking,
you-
and we didn't know
No,
anything
you
she
might
just
be,
said.
you might be a little too far away from the house or the Wi-Fi or the over. You're just in a constant state of free. Then and now she's gone. This is
I don't know why that always tickles me. I don't know.
I just
why.
love our show. I just love that this is what we are, and she's back.
I forgot to turn the Wi-Fi off.
Oh, I got it. It's trying
Yeah.
to. I got you. Understood.
Yeah, and I'm
Understood.
not in
Okay.
the house, so that's what was sorry. What I said was that my mom's house is so dark that I can't do the hitting there, and it's so cold outside that I didn't want to do it outside, so I thought I would do it
Man,
inside
now
the
who's
car.
AT&T? Because this looks crystal clear now.
Yeah.
It must have missed AT&T.
Yeah. TK and 4K.
Verizon.
Oh,
Verizon.
okay. I've never had Verizon. Oh no, I did when I was about. Yeah, it was one of my phones, one of my flip phones.
One of my flip phones.
Yeah, that's a wow.
What do you have now?
I got an Apple.
No, I know-
AT&T.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
Did
that
you guys
explains
ever
why you
have
never
two
return texts. You probably don't even get them.
chatty house? I don't know if you guys can put a poll up, but like if
Well,
between D-Lo and Casey, who would be more likely to carry two phones?
Casey.
I did at one point.
Yeah, I never had two phones.
Yeah.
I had
the
a
business
two-way
phone.
pager, but I didn't have two phones.
I had the business phone. I had the 310 number. You know what I mean? Never gave
He
up
had
the
the
916.
phone, he had the encrypted phone, and then he had the non-encrypted phone.
Did you ever have the Metro Call two-way pager?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah,
have
that's my girl
yeah.
TK.
I didn't have that.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
I didn't have that. I had the cousin, the less fortunate cousin. I had the sidekick.
Sidekicks were dope too.
They were, but they weren't the two-way pagers. Though.
No.
I hated the sidekick. I had it for like a week. I was like, this is dumb.
Sidekick was cool.
Okay.
We
All it
are
was
so
really
old.
cool for was to take it out and like flip it. Like you
Yep.
you hit that little you hit the siren, pop, pop, screen pops up. Get out of here. That's whack.
And then me and my cousin Ace, we thought we was like innovators when we had this Sprint phone that it was called the R-Link, and you use it as a walkie-talkie. Oh, we thought we was like next
Oh,
level.
I remember those. They were yellow.
Well, I had the black one. They had a yellow one.
Yep.
Well, that was the chirp too.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
mine, the chirp was the more popular one. Ours
Yeah.
was like called the R-Link, and I'd be like, "Hey, check 1 2 1 2," and it would come over the phone.
Casey would not be opposed to like. I could see Casey at one point having cricket. At one point, he's having Metro PCS.
No,
shade to
man, see,
Metro
I'm a
PCS.
little too bougie for that. I will admit that. I'm sorry. No. No. I'll spend the extra $50. I'll be with AT&T.
Shout out to Cricket Wireless. I will be in the one in Rancho Cordova on Friday at 9 a.m. with WWE superstar Bailey.
I didn't go lie, dude. I'm a little too bougie for that, man. Go ahead and give me. I'll pay the extra $50 to be on one of the big boys, one of the big boy companies.
Money isn't a concern for him.
Well,
okay, we already
let's
know
not
that.
go there.
Top down, screaming out, money in the thing.
One of the best songs.
So good. So great. You want to weigh in on Sean Combs before we have any thoughts on that?
Who is getting tossed under the bus? That's the main question I have.
Okay,
Who
I'm sorry.
is he taking a deal to put out on Front Street? I
You
cannot believe
really
that.
towing the line a couple of times here early in
I
this
thought it'd be like,
appearance.
whoa.
Because according to the indictments, everybody's getting tossed.
Whoa,
But
jeez.
that's
By the way, if you're using baby oil as
okay.
your
Yeah,
tool,
nope.
I just had to say, like, that was this headline. I don't think, first of all, I don't think that needed to be leaked. Pause.
No,
Like, I don't think
yeah. That what do you have, like 1,000 pounds of
1,000
I don't think it was
bottles.
pounds. It was 1,000 bottles.
Bottles.
that's
1,000
crazy.
bottles.
I don't know which one
vats.
is crazier.
He's like got one little bottle and then like 1,000 pounds of big bottles. He's just gotta like he's just saving money.
That is crazy. No, that is wild.
He's got one of those funnels set up, and he's just hold on. I gotta go get to the back. It's $18 cheaper per pound if I get the vats versus like little mini baby oil bottles.
Man. Goodness gracious.
What happened to what was his name? Farnsworth? What happened to the
Oh,
what
yeah.
happened to, who used to carry the umbrella? Has anyone checked on him?
Nah. He ain't been seen for a while.
All right.
He was on 3 Stacks' album too. The skit with 3 Stacks and The Love Below.
I think somebody will be put out there. I think
If not, he ain't never gonna see the streets again because they denied his bail today, and he ain't never gonna see them streets again.
Danger. Might have to go to witness protection after he buries whoever he buries.
He definitely would have to go to, or it might not even get him out.
Well, they might. Well, I guarantee you, he ain't in Gen Pop.
No, hell,
that man is by himself for the foreseeable future. He is by himself.
Damn.
TK, we're 2 weeks into the NFL season. We were talking about some of the 2-0 teams, some of the 0-2 teams. Anyone stand out to you a couple of weeks into this where you're like, yeah, they're not that good, or oh, they're not that bad, or oh, they're really good? What stands out for you so far?
The teams that were 2-0 that I was really surprised at were Tampa. Tampa has looked really good with the new offensive coordinator. Baker looks elite. The offense is clicking. That's surprising. We wondered whether they would take a step back with their OC leaving to go to Carolina, which, by the way, David Canellis, never had seen him before yesterday. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
That's how you feel? I don't even know who the guy who is he?
Anyway, he's a head coach of the Carolina Panthers.
He was the Bucs' old coordinator.
Yeah, Bucs' old offensive
coordinator. Walk in the
coordinator.
studio right now.
Yep.
Be like, sir, were you here for the concert?
Facts.
Well, TK would know. So
I was like, hold up, Mom, just be quiet for a second. Who was that?
he was so good looking. You told your mom to shut up. That is amazing. That is incredible. Hey, pipe down. I'm trying to look at this man right here.
Yeah, hold on a second. Just well, who else? The Saints were really surprising.
He does look like the type of dude you'd be attracted to. Like just chiseled jaw, just probably bench presses just for fun. Yeah.
Because like I said, I don't know what this guy looks like.
He shouldn't be a head coach of a football team. He should be maybe Chippendale's dancer.
Oh yeah, that does look like a TK special.
Yeah, it looks like a TK guy.
I like that you guys are like, oh yeah, that's the type of guy that you would be. Because I mean, it's true.
No, it does. Like it absolutely does.
Saints look really good. Putting 4 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara putting 4 touchdowns on the Cowboys. Just a mollywop. I told you guys my team wasn't any good. Beating the Browns meant absolutely nothing, and I was correct there. Who else is like very fascinating to me? Man, the Packers, they don't mind whether they have Malik Willis or Jordan Love either, right? Like that was an impressive win as well.
Well, what do you mentioned the Saints? No love for the Bucs and Baker?
No, that's what I was saying.
You said okay.
Yeah, Baker losing his OC and Dave. That's how we got onto the Dave Canales conversation to begin with. Is that we thought that maybe without the OC that Baker would be maybe fool's gold, and maybe he was being propped up like a lot of people think Jared Goff is being propped up by Ben Johnson. But no. Baker Mayfield has found a cast of characters that he has chemistry with. The defense is legit. They've got a good running game. They got a good backup. So I really like what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are doing. And I'm curious as to who's going to win that division, because Atlanta was the favorite pretty much all summer long. Obviously, they get a squeak win last night, but against the Steelers, they looked boo-boo and couldn't get anything going. So it might be between the Buccaneers and the Saints to win that division, which is fascinating to me.
Yeah, I was not a big believer of the depth of that division. I thought the Falcons were clearly the best team, and I didn't even know if the Falcons were like that good, but I thought they were going to win that division, maybe win 10, 11 games or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But that looked like a 3-team division now. That looked like a 3-team
well,
division.
Sure as hell ain't a 4.
Well, we know that.
Sure as hell ain't a 4, because Trista's new little crush isn't going to be able to get it done. That team stinks.
He's going to be unemployed like the last coach that I had a history with.
Yep.
Out in the Bay Area.
No, we never.
Well, he does have a job.
He does have a job. He does have a job. It's called TikTok.
Oh.
I think he is. He is with the Marlins now, isn't he?
No. Ain't nothing discreet around here.
Nah. I put my stuff. Listen, I've got a private life. I've got a private life that I don't touch. But then, like everything else, is like we just put everything out on blast. And with you guys, it's family.
All right, it's just family. It's just us in the chatty house. No problem.
Anybody want to go do your research, do whatever. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying a damn thing.
It's not going to take that much. It's not going to be an extensive Google search for you to figure that one out.
And you can be like, is this a part of that? Is that in the like? Isn't that in the bucket of the TK type? Is that the bucket of the TK type?
Oh wait, no, it took 30 seconds.
Oh, TK. God. You know, yeah, like that was the guy who kind of established what the TK
type was.
Parameters would be. They're like the same guy.
As we call it, TK special.
My friend yesterday or 2 days ago was like, damn, Trysta, you're so vain. Like the guy, like you're just into like, I was like, yeah, I've never hid that. I've never, yes. Yep, that's me. Like guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
Guess what, mommy? I heard the same. You heard the name. That's what you tell her.
Oh, these conversations are never boring.
No, never.
Ever.
Not once. Not once.
You never know what's going to come out, out of them. Pause.
So,
hey, let me ask you this. Let me ask both of you guys this.
No.
Is Nick Sirianni a TK special?
No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is no.
Does he make it past the bye? The bye is week 5. Does he make it past the bye?
Oh, good question.
Saints and Bucks before the bye.
I think they lose both those games. I think
that's what we were talking about earlier. Yeah.
I think the Eagles lose both those games, and I think it's up to Jalen. I think they asked Jalen, where are you at? Let's
Jalen. He's out of here.
That's
but you know what it is? It's the old, it's the LeBron thing. Remember the David Blatt stuff where I think it was Rich or whoever, they never asked us, like we didn't order the firing of David. They never consulted us about firing David Blatt. And I don't remember who said it, but it could have been Steve. I can't remember who, but they were like, yeah, they didn't have to. They already knew how you feel. You don't have to consult Jalen Hurts about this.
Right.
They already know.
Right.
And when it's time, you just move on and keep it moving.
He's never been good. He got by on 2 really elite coordinators the year that they ended up going to the Super Bowl. Now those guys are head coaches in the NFL. Shane Steichen of the Colts, and the defensive coordinator of the Cardinals. So, I mean, the defensive coordinator who's now the head coach of the Cardinals. So, yeah, I mean, this is a situation where he was almost propped up. And now that he's got to call plays, he's gone through multiple offensive coordinators since Shane Steichen left. I think they had a little rendezvous time, little blip with Matt Patricia, which is just doesn't make any damn sense. Laughable. So yeah, I mean, you had AJ Brown out, which definitely makes the team worse. And so you say, all right, well, we need to rely on Saquon and we need to rely on Smitty. But ultimately, like, you can't make that decision to say we're going to give the ball to Kirk Cousins with a minute and change left, down 6 points. You just can't. You can't do that. That's not the decision that you make. And the way that he explained it was kind of weird as well. So yeah, if I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm concerned for my job.
Yeah. Do you think one of the things I was talking about earlier was because the bye comes, it's the first time you could have a bye, week 5, I guess, comes so early. Do you think that might save his job because they'll only be 1-3? It's not like they'll be 1-5 or something like that. So and I only say the bye because that's the ideal time. Like, you lose those 2 games, fire him after the Bucks game, and now you've got the bye in the other week for Kellen Moore or whoever to go into it. But is week 5 a little too early?
Yeah, it's too early. And the question is, do they have anybody else to replace him with? Like, do they have any contingency plans? Because I promise you this, as a Cowboy fan, Kellen Moore is not going to be the head coach of that team. Like, you don't want that. That's not it at all. Boy Wonder has shown when he was with the Chargers that they had all kinds of issues. He's just like a kid playing Madden with like the controller, doing all these exotic plays. Maybe, you know what I mean?
But would you take him for the duration of the season? You do whatever search you have to do this off season, but like,
Yeah,
you got to
I
get
just don't.
Sirianni out of there.
Maybe you I don't know. I don't know if there's another coordinator other than Kellen that I would promote. So maybe. But then you kind of have to punt on the year. Essentially, you're saying to yourself, this year is probably going to have a lot of tumultuous nature to it.
You know, we didn't talk about this today, but we talked about it during the KSFM show. Hoodie was just marching the sidelines yesterday, like, I could see myself here.
Yeah, Bill.
I could see myself patrolling these sidelines.
Yep.
He's really good on
great
camera.
fans.
I could see a Ben Johnson going there too. Like, if Ben Johnson leaves Detroit for anyone, that's a great situation for him to be in. You've got all the offensive pieces, you've got all the defensive pieces, you've got an incredible talent evaluator and GM and Howie Roseman. It's all there for you. It's all set up for you. The division is not incredibly difficult. The Giants are probably going to be bad for a while. The Commanders are probably going to be bad for a while, and the Cowboys continue to be the Cowboys. So it's kind of your division if you're Ben Johnson.
Speaking of, like, Dayball's getting fired too, right? Like, he sucks.
Yeah, I think it's now another player. I mean, a person that goes from coach of the year to fired within 24 months.
Well, yeah, and we also determined that everyone who voted for him as coach of the year should lose their vote. They should never be allowed to vote on anything ever again, because that was the most absurd selection in recent history. Maybe in any history. That was awful.
I told you guys it was going to happen before it happened too.
No, I understand you did. That doesn't make it not stupid.
No, I
just
get it.
because you predicted the stupidity doesn't mean it wasn't.
Matter of fact, I think Trysta was in studio when she told us that. I remember that. She was sitting right here.
Yep.
She's like, he's gonna win.
Yeah, he's gonna win. I mean, and Shanahan will never win it. So we're just gonna let the Debo, CMC, IR thing. We're just cruising right past that baby, right? We're just cruising right past.
I mean,
do you think it's a big deal?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I think Jordan Mason's a good player, but when you lose, and we talked about this maybe 2-3 weeks ago. It depends how long Debo's out, but when you lose the key players, we've talked about that. Brock Purdy, Debo, Trent Williams, CMC, Ayuk. If you lose, and Kittle, but I think Kittle's kind of like, you can kind of get away with Kittle maybe he's not that. I don't think he's that determinative in terms of winning and losing games, even though he had an awesome week 2. But like if you lose Debo and CMC, you're talking about a gadget receiver, and you're talking about another, probably the best running back in football. So you lose Debo and Trent Williams. You lose CMC and Trent Williams. Any of those combinations, you can lose one, but losing 2 for an extended period of time, I think, is really tough because it makes the dimension, like the amount of dimensions that you have as an offense, start to get a bit more predictable, considering that Brandon Ayuk has kind of been on a milk carton.
I hear you on that for sure. I mean, the like you said, you can lose 1, but losing 2, you lose a lot of explosiveness to that offense. And that is a bit of a concern. The only reason why we're not really losing it right now is because, and these things can go whatever way, but the schedule, I'm saying Debo's out 3 weeks, right? The schedule is Rams, who have their own issues and injury issues right now. Patriots, who, regardless of their week 1 win, I don't think are very good. And then you got the Cardinals, who the Cardinals are kind of spooky. Like Kyler been playing really well. Marvin Harrison go crazy. But even with that, like if he's out 3 weeks and you can find a way to go 2-1, that's cool. The whole thing is, can you stay above water until those guys get healthy? And I feel like they have an opportunity to. So that's why maybe you're not losing it like that right now.
Yeah, and I think that you kind of have to put the Niners in the same boat as the Chiefs, which is in terms of injuries or stagnant offense or things that concern you in the regular season. Like you can't really be that concerned because when everybody's fully healthy and if they're a playoff team, that's all that matters. Really. I mean, you're talking about a team that can beat anybody with whatever. I mean, you don't need to have 12 wins in order to be a team that can go back to the Super Bowl. You just have to be healthy when it matters most. You have to have everybody clicking together, and nothing like chemistry wise can be off. Like there can't be any season ending injuries. But other than that, like what happens in week 2, losing last weekend's game, yeah, that stinks for Niners fans and like people on, was it 92 was the game, people start going like Joe Shasky starts like going straight meltdown mode and like don't tell me how to fan, I'm gonna fan how I want to fan and like go crazy. Like you can do that, but in the grand scheme of things, it's like really doesn't matter.
I agree. I mean, that happens a lot with just the 49 fan base in general. Like they went so crazy over that game on Sunday. And I just don't agree. Like you said, you want to win that game. There was opportunity to win that game, but you're not going 17-0 anyway. And you probably won't even have what they end up being 12-5 last year. That might be the best that you do this year. Like you're not going 13-4 or whatever it is now. I don't think that's what they're doing. And I'm more about how they're able to play on the back end of the schedule.
I like how Kenny does math and says like whatever it is. Like it's 13-4. That's the only way that the math works. So there's only 17 games. It's not like maybe there's 18. Maybe
They always mess
16.
me up now though with the new game, man. It used to be easy to be like 11-5. You know what I mean? 12-4. It was like 16. It was easy, but then not factor in the extra one. So yeah.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Like, and on top of that, I think the Vikings are much better than people think as well. Like, I think the Vikings could be the second. They could. I know this sounds insane, but week 2, the way they played against both teams that they've played, right? That win against the Giants was dominant, defensively in all phases, beating the Niners. Big win, and the way that they looked really good. You've got Kevin O'Connell, who I think could probably win Coach of the Year if they continue to play like this. And Brian Flores has that defense playing really well without Danielle Hunter, who they just lost, obviously, in the offseason to Houston, who was a monster in the game against Chicago on Sunday night. Like, this is a team that could, depending on how the Lions are, maybe they have a bit of a swoon. That the Vikings could be a sneaky team to win the North.
I like it.
I see what you
like it.
Yeah.
I like it because there's some teams over there I don't love, so I love the idea of that. I'm not as panicked as you are though, or panicked isn't the right word. You're not panicked. You don't care. I do love that Butch is your is Biggie to your Tupac. Like, I love that this will never die. Like, that's one of my favorite things. I'm not as concerned about the 49ers, though. I feel like there's enough depth there with the way Jordan Mason has been playing. Like, he's not the threat out of the backfield that Christian McCaffrey is. And like, I understand this is a big caveat. Like, Brandon Ayuk has to be wide receiver one now.
Mhm.
You wanted to be wide receiver one. You wanted to be paid like wide receiver one. Well, now you get the very literal ability to be wide receiver one with no interference from Debo, and you and Brock and Kyle and whoever, y'all got to get on the same page and start executing that against the Rams on Sunday.
Yeah. Or
And I
otherwise,
think they have the depth, though. I feel like they have the depth to do it, is what I mean.
yes. And they otherwise Juwan Jennings is going to get all your targets, my guy. So that's really, I mean, and I don't think Shanahan or Brock Purdy cares about who's getting the targets. Like, I don't,
Absolutely not.
like, Kittle could get all the targets. This is big for George Kittle owners as well. So, yeah, Brandon Ayuk needs to step up. And we know that Brandon Ayuk has been in the Shanny doghouse before. So, they did pay him. I actually heard this from Ayuk's agent that him and John Lynch, Ayuk's agent and John Lynch, he was in this guy's Ryan's wedding, and they're not speaking right now. That's how bad the negotiations went
Oh, dear.
between the Niners and Ayuk's camp. So I don't think, all that to say, like, they begrudgingly gave him that money. And whatever the friction was in the off season, and we know he wanted to be there, that doesn't mean that once you get the money, all of a sudden things start, the offense revolves around you. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that necessarily you're going to be in a position the way that you want to be in position just because you got paid. So he still needs to step up and be the guy that they paid. Otherwise, he's going to be a decoy.
Well, and look,
A really expensive one.
Yeah.
I like Brandon Ayuk a whole lot, but he was doing I shouldn't say he was doing a lot of talking. When he did talk, he was talking big money talk. He was like, I'm him. I'm all this other stuff. That pivot interview that I talk about once every 2 weeks. He was talking like he was
from your once every 2 hours.
He was talking like he was him.
Mhm.
I have no problem with the confidence. Now it's time to show. Like, you supposed to be him. I need you. If you're number one, if you wanted them top 5, 6, 7 receivers, people should be looking at the 49ers and be like, no Debo, no CMC. Yeah, that hurts, but you got a top wide receiver in the game right there.
Yeah.
Go perform like it. I think he will. I think his warm up, his ramp up period is over. You know, the final week of practice, 1 game, 2 game, ramp up is over. They need you here now too. I think he'll show up in a big way on Sunday.
Hope so.
TK, have a safe trip.
I'll
Are
see
you
you guys
red
on.
eyeing back? When are you leaving? What time are you leaving? Is it a red eye?
Yeah, I have like a 5:50 flight to Seattle, and then Seattle straight over to Baltimore,
Yeah,
and then
there
take
you
the
go.
train down over the river and through the woods, kind of stuff.
Is
There
this
you go.
I'm sorry, real quick. We got 20 seconds. Is this like the goodbye trip? Like, you getting all your stuff and coming back, or are you going back again?
No, I'm gonna be back in a month to do Oregon, Ohio State, and then wait, we have hard outs now.
No, I meant, is this the goodbye to the East Coast trip?
I still don't know what you mean. I'm gonna be back to Portland on October 11th for like a week or two. My sister, this is gonna take us past the break, guys. This is gonna take us past the break. I'm sorry. She dropped on me and my mom yesterday. She's getting married.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, wait a
sister.
minute. What do you mean she dropped this? Did you not know she was seeing someone?
We didn't know she was seeing anyone.
Okay, I can see how that would be surprising then.
Yeah. In fact, we're not like a fan of this dude either. So
Oh, wow.
they had been broken up. It was a whole drama. She has a FaceTime plan for us. We don't know what's going on. And we're like, well, when are you getting married? And she's like, next month.
Well, okay. Yeah.
So when I come, all that to say, when I come back for the Oregon game, I guess that next week she's getting married. So I might stay for that, I guess. My mom's not going.
Oh, no.
Damn.
No, we can't do that.
Damn.
Nah, she's not. I couldn't even get her to go to Multnomah Falls. She's not leaving the house right now. She's
Well,
got.
okay, wait a minute. Where's the wedding? And what did you just say?
It's
Multnomah what?
It's just like a little waterfall outside of Portland. She's like, not even good. This is all the way out in Bend, Oregon. It's like 3.5 hours away drive.
Is
People
this
my
where?
mom doesn't know. No chance.
Is it? No, I'm sorry. That wasn't Oregon. That was Washington. I was about to say, is this where what was the name? Twilight? Is this where Twilight was? Is that neighborhood?
What?
No.
Twilight. It was Washington. No, you know where I'm talking about, Trysta,
What's
right?
Twilight the movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't
I
that
don't
in
know.
Seattle?
That's what I'm. No, it was like on the outskirts of Seattle, like
How?
like Multnomah Falls. That's where they were at.
No.
What is it?
Multnomah Falls, I guess.
Isn't that the skin disease?
I don't
Where's
know.
Bigfoot in relation to where you are? Doesn't Bigfoot live in your area?
Ooh, good question. Don't know. I don't think Bigfoot resides anywhere.
No, I'm pretty sure Bigfoot's
I thought he was
in your area.
No, I thought he was a California guy.
No, I
I
think
think
you're
he's
right. He
Pacific
is.
Northeast
My
or
friends.
Northwest.
My friend told me he had a buddy who wrote a book about Bigfoot, and he lived in Oregon. So I think the Bigfoot hunt is in Oregon.
Does Bigfoot live?
He must have moved. I thought it was California. I thought it was like Yosemite.
You must
area.
have moved.
Yeah, he must have moved.
Is a large, hairy, human-like mythical creature said to inhabit forests in North America, particularly in the Pacific Northwest. So just keep the camera out and be on the lookout.
And when she gets the camera out, the 4K iPhone she has, it'll just somehow be blurry.
Shoot it in the VHS feature.
And we can't get a clear picture of him. No.
Swipe up and hit the little animal icon, and then maybe it'll say Bigfoot, like it says like Pomeranian, says like Dachshund. Do you guys have you ever used that on your iPhone?
No, I never know they did that.
What? If you take a photo, if you take a photo of a plant and then you swipe up on the photo and push the plant icon, it'll tell you what plant that is.
I'm going to walk out into the lobby and do that right now.
That's impressive.
If you do it on a dog and you swipe up, it will.
This theory out. You cover it.
No, that was impressive. I didn't know they did, and they do that with animals too.
Yes, and they do that with animals as well.
They do it. Does it work with like bugs? Like if you see a bug that don't look familiar,
I think so. Yeah. You can click on it. It'll say like spider or whatever.
That's crazy. I never knew that happened. Did you get the new update?
I don't know. Maybe
iOS 18 or whatever. Like where you know the one they've been talking about. Like you can have different meme emojis and all that other stuff. Customize all that. Like I heard that's out now.
I don't think I have that. I don't have my phone on the charger that much when I go to bed. Normally,
so it's never out of power save mode.
Yes. It's never out of power save mode. So it's never gonna update anything. Did you get it to work?
We have a Dracania.
Let me see what that looks like.
Outside. Wow. Like that's the picture of the plant I took, and I swiped up and it said look up Dracania.
Well, I'll be damned.
And they all knew what it was. Because I asked Kim, is this
a real? Find out what that one is.
Is this a real plant? She said yes. And she goes, what are you doing? I said, Trysta just told us if you swipe up. And she was like, yeah, it'll tell you what plant it is. Now they're all doing it. How about that?
Damien's a good. Damien, did you download the new update?
Are
you going to?
No, I'm just gonna wait for the phone I ordered to arrive on Friday.
See, all right, big money talk over here.
No, that's not what it is. No, this is what happened.
He said,
no, this is what happened.
Like, no,
I used to upgrade the phone every 2 years, but you pay on the phone for 2 years and then it's like you don't pay on it anymore.
Okay.
So I just got the iPhone upgrade program where you just pay and upgrade the phone at the end of the year or when the new one comes out. It's the same dollar figure. You're paying the same amount in a month.
It sounds rich.
No, it's not.
It sounds rich.
Okay.
I think you have to pay the 10%
for 3 or 4 years. It doesn't matter.
You have to pay the 10% of the phone too, right up front.
Well, right up front, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Well, damn.
It's like $80. What are you talking? Oh, y'all go to hell.
Wow, Jesse, you're damn.
Next week we have to discuss where Caitlin Clark is in the league rankings right now. next week.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
think
with
about
that.
it. Yeah.
She might be out of the
Playoffs will
playoffs
be
by
starting.
then,
I
but
know, right?
Dang. I don't know. If they play the Sun, I don't hate
good.
that matchup.
Nah, my
You
girl
really?
Dejanay, no, she'll, yeah, Dejanay ain't having that. Dejanay ain't having that. Although Caitlin has kind of figured out Dejanay a little bit after the early season woes, I still don't think Dejanay and Alyssa, they ain't having all that.
I think Dejanay and Caitlin's a work.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's a work. I think they're cool.
Like WWE work.
Yeah, I think it's a work. Yeah. I think they're actually cool and they're just playing along with the bit.
Caitlin's gotten a lot more comfortable. Do you guys notice
Oh,
that?
very much so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Her team doesn't suck anymore, so she can get a little more aggressive.
Her press conferences are much more playful. She's putting the tongue out a lot. Pause. Every photo she's got her O face out. Pause. I don't know if you.
What's going on?
No, that's what she does. She goes, I'm not gonna do it, but that's what she does.
She even liked a particular Instagram post that got some attention.
I didn't see that.
Where they said it was the Caitlin Clark de-escalation committee. And you're talking about the Taylor Swift one.
I was talking about the Taylor Swift post.
Oh yeah, that one.
Wasn't that last night when old girl told her to settle down? The girl from the Wings. I forget her name. Like one of the biggest women in the league, and she got into it with Aaliyah Boston.
Oh yeah.
And Caitlin came up trying to like peacemaker. She said, "Get the hell out of here." Caitlin was like, "My bad, sorry."
She said, "Caitlin, you need to keep it cute before I bust that ass."
Caitlin needs to get even tougher because I would have said, "Ho, you're on the wing. Back up."
Yeah.
Win double-digit games before you come talk to me.
Caitlin said, "My apologies."
And then
that
she got
probably
ejected.
the smarter way to do it, though. Like, I don't want the problems.
Listen, no smoke. She can take an elbow right to the face, and then she'd be done. She's a big girl. That girl.
She's like 6'7" or something like that. She's maybe 6'8", 6'9".
The league always has a 6'8" girl around. Yeah. There's always at least one 6'8", 6'9" girl. Margot was around before with Connecticut. It
means nothing about nothing. But you see who was at the Sparks game the other day? Popping out of nowhere.
Who?
Liz.
Oh, Liz.
I did see that. I did see that. She's looked better. She's looked like she's gone through some stuff.
Liz just need to settle down.
She does need to settle down. She does.
Settle down, Liz.
I have nothing else. I don't.
Someday we'll talk about a WNBA pod. We'll have to sort that out.
I've presented it to people. They've liked the idea, but it was always like, okay, so what am I going to do? Am I going to do this by myself? Like, how am I going to do this? So I don't know, TK, you got some free time right now. Let's see what this looks like.
Let's talk about it. We could be like the Ringer and start it right before the playoffs start.
That'd be like today.
Did you see they started their WNBA podcast like last week?
Come on.
No, and who's doing it?
I think it's Sirit Sohi.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
She used to work for Yahoo. She does like features for the NBA. You've seen her work before. She's a good writer. I didn't know she covered the WNBA like that, but yeah, they literally just dropped it last week. I'm like, it's a little late, don't you think? Like, to start a podcast from scratch,
especially with a season that had so much interest to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
maybe they
took forever.
Maybe they expanded to women's basketball and they follow college and everything else like that. I mean, it still should have been done at the beginning of the season, but
perhaps
that to a certain degree, this is just like the halfway point of.
Yeah, what are they going to do when the playoffs over? Just be gone?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe because when the playoffs are over, you got like a little more than a month before college basketball starts. So
they're gonna do like 6 episodes. They're gonna do like 6 episodes.
We'll see you next season, guys.
See you in June. See ya.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. All right, TK. We'll have a safe trip.
Love y'all.